So this is D-Pompey Returns with what I hope to be my first audio recording. I should be uploading to YouTube. Just to say, this isn't my first time recording my voice. I've done it before, but I've never produced it. I've never I was just playing around then, just seeing how kind of wings work. So I just want to first of all point out that the quality may be a little bit on the crap side. I do apologise for this. I'm using an internal mic. I have no headset at all, so just using the software and hardware I've got. I hope to change this. So if I'm going to make any audio videos in the future, hopefully I'll be using better equipment, and the quality will be a lot better. There's hope, anyway. Right. So onto this video here. Right. So this is my top 10 defining moments in games / gaming for me. Okay. So number 10 is Pokemon. So now Pokemon today, how it is in its current sort of form, doesn't really interest me. I mean, it's not really surprising, considering I am 25 currently, and not exactly the target audience of what this franchise, the series, is getting at. But it was really the uniqueness of the first games that captured my imagination as a kid. I can't remember when the first games came out. It would have been probably when the Game Boys come out. But I remember playing Pokemon Blue and Red anyway, and just having really loads of fun with that. And I can't remember if it was Blue and Red that had the blinking system with the cable. But I remember using something like that, similar, and it was actually using a physical lead between two devices, between two Game Boys, which is unheard of now. It's just Wi-Fi and stuff. So that was just quite funny to think about that. But yeah, the series, it was a fresh. It was generally a new idea I'd first encountered, and just sort of like it was RPG elements that kind of appealed to me, because I do like the RPGs, and it was it's a cute and cuddly little world, and it's just nice to get into. It was it still remains one of the best handheld experiences for me. Just the Pokemon game, the first in the series, the Red and Blue, I believe it was, but they were really great for me. Okay, number 9 on my list is Burnout 3. Now, this might be a bit strange to some people. It's not exactly a really renowned game. I mean, generally I'm not a massive fan of racing games. I kind of like the sort of the wacky sims. I don't really like the Grand Prix proper simulations. I like the Burnouts where it's just crazy stuff. But it was the Burnout series that sort of really gave me such a great feeling playing them. It was just really, really crazy just to be going like over 100 miles an hour, just bricking it down a busy interstate, hundreds of cars coming at you, and then the music and stuff like that, getting you really into it, was just so good for me. But it was kind of introduced me to a couple of bands. The third one, the Burnout 3, I did play 1 and 2. It was the third one that really stuck in the memory, and it was the fact that I'd never heard of hardly anything of Fallout Boy before I played this game, and I had never even heard of My Chemical Romance at all before I played this game. So that was the first time I actually heard of My Chemical Romance, and still listen to both of those bands every now and then. And then top of that, you got Crash Mode, and that was in the second game, but the third one was just even better. Just so fulfilling, just to make all that carnage and stuff. It was just great fun experience, and it changed how I look at sort of racing games in the Burnout series, but Burnout 3 in particular. Okay, so number 8 in my list is the FIFA and PES series. Now, I mean, it was a little bit on the difficult side thinking that this one, because sports games, they come and go, and they tweak them every year and bring out new editions, but I still play them, and when I was younger, it was the old PES FIFA argument. I mean, I don't know if that still goes on, because I don't really get into the newer games, but it didn't really bother me anyway. I just played both games. Or I initially started off with Pro Evolution Soccer, and I just loved it because of its, just for its great customization skills. Its actual really quite good fluidity with its footballing. The physics were really good, and that was in the early games. That was. I think when I look back, PES was always the one that just had that quality edge over FIFA. But FIFA, it had the realistic, the teams. It had the realism of its manager mode was a lot more extensive, a lot more to it, and I got into that. Got into FIFA. Apart from it being a little bit clunky, a little bit buggy, it was still great fun. I mean, FIFA 2004, you could score from the halfway line pretty much most of the time, and I think in FIFA 2005, it was there was like a flaw in it where you could sort of make almost score from a free kick every time, just like sticking the ball in the top right hand corner and just pressing the button whenever it hit the marker, and then almost always went in. So that was quite funny. Bit rubbish if you're on the receiving end, but the series grew on me to FIFA series. PES still ran in the background. I sort of ended it after PES sort of 7 or 6, but I still have a copy of Pro Soccer 5, which I still play every now and then. I'm playing a Master League that, which is like 13 seasons long or something. But I've played that, and I'm still doing that. The last new FIFA game I had was FIFA 2008. So I don't really get into any of the new games anymore. But the FIFA it was sort of similar with what Burnout had. It introduced me to new bands because they had all the real tracks and that to FIFA, and it was nice to actually just listen to all those new bands. I remember I've still got cracking songs that I've listened to and still got of downloaded copies or bought CDs or whatever, and I still listen to now. So it's always good to take something out of game. Okay, so number 7 on my list is glitches. Now, is really anything more funny than glitches? Man, you just have to look on YouTube, type in glitches on YouTube, type in Google, you'll find so many different videos on glitches. But I just love them, and it's just seeing all the weird stuff going on. Glitches in any kind of game, whatever game it is, whether it be a sports game or an RPG or wherever it is, they're always funny. And even when they happen to you, even in the most frustrating moment or something you try so hard, it has happened for me personally. When it glitches out, bugs out, and it stuffs you basically. But I always seem kind of like it. It's not kind of funny. I never had a bad feeling about glitches, not generally, because it is really, really funny. Especially my favourite is audio glitches when they fap up. It's funny shit. So number 7 is glitches for me. Check out YouTube, put them on. Okay.